Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Gene here, and this time I am not working on the 64 Impala wagon, at least not for today. But I am going to go over some astrophotography gear that I got. I purchased online, and some would call it an impulse buy, but I would call it obtaining some equipment to improve the performance and ease of my astrophotography. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Yeah, that's good. So what is it? Pretty cool. It's a ZWO AM5 mount that I'm going to use on my pier that's in my roll-off observatory shed thingy that I built. So I'm going to unbox this, take a look at it, see what I got to do to mount it. I'm going to have to do a little bit of fabrication possibly to get this thing to work right on my pier. But yeah, I'm excited about it, and let's get after it. Let's see what we can do with this thing. Ooh, nice. Oh, look at that. That's a nice carrying case, man. It's got a little hand controller. This is for slewing, manual slewing. The cord for it. USB. Couple Allen wrenches. This baby. Wow. Cool. Let's get this out of the way for a minute. My remote's not working. There's the plate on the bottom for the, let's see, yeah, that's gonna be how I mount it to the tier. But I have a couple of ideas of something I want to do with it. I'll show you a picture of the tier. Show you how I'm going to have to change it around a little bit so I can get it to mount. Oh, this thing feels like it's loose. Oh, it is. Okay, so that goes there. Okay. Awesome. A little blurry. Blurry. Pretty cool. Okay, you also got a pier extension, and the reason why I got this was it will help me adapt it to the pier that I have. Another Allen wrench. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of here somehow. 3 legs for the extension, and this is the main reason why I got the pier extension. The whole reason for getting this was, for one thing, I got the extension, and the legs, these are the legs for the extension. So it's going to be about what, that much of an extension, which is going to be good. And I may use these, but the main thing I wanted was this. Back this up a little bit. The main reason was I want to be able to mount this to my pier, mount this to the bottom of the AM5, so that I could just slide it in there and have the ability to lock it in place. So I could have full adjustment. I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm going to find a way to mount this to the bottom of the AM5 and find a way to mount this to my pier. So I'll play around with that and see what I can do. Okay, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Well, pretty much figured out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, which, like I said, this would normally go on the pier, and then these guys for the extensions would go on top of there, and then this would go on top of that, and the AM5 would slide into that if it had the bottom bracket on it, but it doesn't because I just bought the mount. So where this goes into the normal tripod, let's say, then it has this bracket here. I guess I'll call it a bracket. That would normally be on the back of the, or the bottom of the AM5. So I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to put it on the AM5. Oops. Try that again. We'll just leave this loose for a minute, not make it too tight. So what does that do for me? Well, this is right side up like this. Should go on there, not too much trouble. Back this off. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Okay, how about this idea? Let's go ahead and put these guys on. So now I can mount this to the pier. Now they've got a hole here for the 3/8 rod that goes in here all the way up. 3/8 rod goes in here, it goes up to here, and that tightens down and holds the main piece here. So I may not have to bolt this down, depending on how flat it is. If I don't have to bolt it down, I won't. I'll just drill one more 3/8 hole in the pier, drop a threaded rod down, thread it into here, thread it into here, and life is good. If it's too wobbly out there, I might go ahead and use these to bolt it down. Of course, there's other holes in here I could use too. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot. I'll go outside and check it out. This is all ready to go. All I gotta do is tighten it down. Get a little oomph without stripping it. We don't want this thing moving around out there. Okay. Let's go outside and see what we can do. Okay, let's get this thing apart. How should I do it? Should I take everything off or just leave it on? I'm going to leave everything on. Let's see, we're going to unplug some things though, obviously. Focus motor, which we'll talk about later. Because with this setup, I won't be using the Celestron mount, which means I won't be able to control the focus motor with the handset because I'm not going to be using any of this. But I've got some ideas on the focus motor, so we'll see what we can do. Take that off. Main power out. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and take all this off and set down in cushion bag. Which may look, things kind of hard to get off this. You're clear. Try and set it away where I don't break anything. I'll be back. So if you can see that, this has to go on top of here. I think I got a 3/8 hole lined up good. It's really all you need, but I don't know how stable it's going to be because this moves a little bit. Grab my 3/8 rod. It's going to go all the way down to there. Okay, I got my 3/8 rod with one of these doohickeys. Okay, so we'll shut this down. We'll mark this. See how high I got to get AM5 on there. We'll figure that out here in a minute. Okay, so I got the bottom plate of the AM5 off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thread this on the threaded rod and mark the threaded rod that thick and cut the threaded rod. Then I'll come back out and I'll test fit it, and if it all fits real nice, then I can mount it and check for fit. And I'll see how stable it is, because if I don't like it, that 3/8 threaded rod isn't enough, then I'll have to mount that plate to, I can mount this plate to this. I have to take this plate and mount it on here somehow. I don't really want to do that, but I can. I mean, it's just still 3 holes. But let's go with this first. This way. Run this all the way down. Probably don't need to see that. Okay, so that's where I'm going to be. Got enough room underneath to tighten up that screw, or that hand thingy, and this is all the way down. Feels good. Looks like I can cut it. Smart this. Probably should have used a piece of tape, but I didn't. Okay. Let's take this back off, take it in there, cut it off, and come out and try it. It's just a piece of threaded rod. I mean, I could screw it up. Get a new one, right? Must not have had it on record. Okay, so it fits. Got the threaded rod through there, got the plate on top, and the hand wheel thingy is tight on the bottom. It's not shaking around. Man, it's nice. Okay, I'm going to take this plate back off, put it on the AM5, bring it back out, and try and thread this back on there. It should work, because all I got to do is loosen the bottom just a little bit, put the AM5 back on here, and then screw it back on. Alright, here we go. Really? All that did is okay. Let's go put this back on. Leave this right here. Go put this back on, and then I'll be back. Okay, wonder what's a good way to do this without dropping this thing. Put it on. Maybe I can hold it with one hand. Tighten it down. Then do this. It's going all the way up into the shoe. Well, if it is, so what? Up. Feels pretty good though. The only thing is it's spinning. Might be able to fix that. Maybe I'll put a pin through here. I don't know. We'll see. Now, won't fall out. Okay. I don't know. What do you think, folks? I'm going to do something to anchor that. Maybe one screw in here, then anchor it. I think I'll do that. check back with me later. Alright, pretty much done with that part of it. Yeah, I'm going to put a screw in here. They're threaded. So I can put a set screw. I can put a set screw down in here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's plenty of holes in here where I can put a set screw down in here so it'll hold it tight so it doesn't do this back and forth shit. Especially when I loosen it to move. You know, like if I want to move this towards the north. Okay. Let me get the light. Okay, so like I'm saying, if I want to move this towards the north, I'm going to loosen these guys. Loosen this, loosen this, loosen this. It's supposed to spin, so we'll have to loosen the bottom one so that it'll, this whole, I can move this top any way I want. Alright, I got it all figured out. I'll just put a set screw in here, maybe two of them. Mark it, put the set screw in there. Maybe I'll drill a little bit of hole so it'll indent a little bit. Okay, we'll give that a try. Got a whole box of set screws here. I got one that'll work, and I'm going to mark this thing, take it apart, and drill it, and put the set screw in there. Okay, looking good. Got my little set screw set. It's not moving around. Really sturdy. I'm loving it. Moving on. I'm gonna build this thing up and see if I can at least get it dialed in tonight. Stay tuned. Okay, I'll mount this OTA and try and get things set up here. Good thing with this AM5 is it's got this cool hand controller, so you can slew it left and right. I'm kind of liking this, so I can get set up and move it around. Okay, we're pretty much set up. I'm going to play around with it a little bit, read some more instructions, and see that everything's working. And then when it gets dark out, I'll try and see if I can get some focus. But stay tuned for that part. So obviously I'm not using my Celestron mount, but I am using my Celestron OTA, and on that OTA I have a motor focuser. So I had to find a way to control that without the Celestron mount connected to it. So what Celestron has is a focuser utility that I'll be able to use initially to do focus on my setup, at least the first time. But then I'm going to try and see if there's a way to use a very basic hand controller with forward, reverse, slow, fast. I've seen some really cool stuff out there on the web, but it's a little bit of an overkill for what I want to use it for. I just want a caveman style forward, reverse, slow, fast, something I can have in my hand. And yeah, I'm gonna look into that. Don't know if I can do it, but I'll try. But right now, we're gonna use the Celestron Focuser utility for the first setup and see what we can do with that. All right, so earlier today, the forecast for tonight was mostly clear, and that's about as good as you're gonna get in Ohio. And just about a half hour or so ago, I went in and checked the seeing conditions, and it said increasing clouds. So the forecast for the next few days looks bad, so looks like we'll shut her down again tonight.